Hello, my name is Abe and welcome back to Monster Train. Let's do another random run and hope for a little bit of a better performance this time than we had last time. Which is not to say that it was very bad last time, but I think going into the egg build did me no favors. Cerulean Soul, welcome. August is my birthday month, so I prefer it. You prefer August over September or July? It's all hot to me, and it is hot and humid right now, but let's hope for the best and hope for just a little bit of break from this humidity that we've been having. Talos, you enter Sapped and applies Daze. Arcus, Incant and Harvest. Seraph the Patient, aka Hard Seraph. Shelter, Consume, apply Armor. Welder Helper ×2 for Armor. Soul Crushing Guilt for Daze. Daze for Daze. I mean, that's just one of the most strongest cards we can have in the deck. We are Hellhorned Allied Wormkin. So this is the standard Hellhorned Prince, which I think is terrible. I don't like Hellhorned, but let's see what we can do. When played, your champion gains 50% attack. The champion normally doesn't have particularly amazing damage output by default. Like if we go to the logbook, he scales on kills, he scales on rage, and he can give himself rage, but that's about it. You know, he doesn't come out very strong. The best we can have him come out with is 150 with the Reaper Path. 60 with the Hornbreaker Path is not that good. He can come out with, you know, 9 versus 6 damage here, which is also not that good. So I think we just want the Daze on the top floor. Then we can build on the top floor. Top floor, top floor. Oh, it's the wrong champion. I'm a fool. I thought that the larger symbol is your primary. Okay. That might have altered my my decision making a little bit. But we have Marsh Lord and Shellsmith. Let me see what those scale. Marsh Lord is you. So we get the Bog Deep Cocoon with a lot of HP. Etch removes shell. Etch applies armor 14 to friendly units. That's a lot of armor. And we are going up against a Seraph, which the armor would be very helpful to have. Of course. Bog Deep Cocoon, summon a Wormling. I gotta look at that unit. How much capacity is the Wormling? Wormling. 4. So that's immediately 6 capacity on the same floor, and the egg has capacity 3. Is that correct? Oh my god, hold on. Unit. Rare? Yeah, there it is. So it's already at max capacity with the champion and the egg. So what I'm thinking is what we could do is maybe try to ascend units behind the champion. So we could have one big floor on the top floor for all of the combat fights, except for maybe the last one. That being said, we would need to draw in something that can ascend, which doesn't exist, or something that can descend, which only exists in... No, there's an ascend in Hellhorned. It dazes you for 1 turn, but that's totally acceptable. So I think this is what we want. Etch, remove shell. Yeah, although the armor is... Normally I don't roll that armor path, but we only have 2 consumed cards. I'm gonna roll eggs. I like the eggs. I think it's gonna be a little bit tough keeping our units alive when we hit the Seraph Patient fight, but in theory, we do have that Daze card, and if we can build that Daze card to do a lot of dazing, maybe like double dazing, then we can hopefully just use that against him. So we'll give it a shot. Let's start building up this floor. Train Steward. Echo. We do need to build up the shell there to start hatching these guys, so let's do that. On kill, it's a damage shield. Well, we should not hit the train steward then. We'll hit you. Okay, that's good. You're dazed as well, not like it matters. We do want to play Shell, but we want to play another spell first. So we can do this, and then this. We're not quite doing enough to kill you though. So you might hit the pyre once, unless I draw a lot of spells here. Yeah, I think we're just gonna let the pyre hit you and we'll take 7. Let's make sure that that unlocks. We need those bogflies out because that's how we're gonna do a lot of our damage. Because every time we play a spell, that's 10 extra damage on them. Make sure you get wiped. I mean, we should be fine. Can't quite play this. We should be fine. How much damage do you do? 6? So we can play this. Give everyone some armor. You're dazed for a turn, and you're dead. But this is like the weakest version of this champion. And I would like to maybe get some eggs. Eggs would be nice to have. Bounding Echoes I really like to help to hatch those eggs early. I think that's acceptable. Deal damage to a unit and move it to a back. Also very nice, but we have a lot of targeted damage in the deck right now. I don't think we need the imps. As good as Rage can be, of course, I think that we probably are not going to be utilizing the imps on the same floor as the champion because there's no capacity for him. So why don't we just take Hornbreak as a good piercing damage spell. And, I mean... it's a multi-strike unit, which is really strong, but also a keeper. A keeper on the same floor as the champion would be really nice to have. Demon Fiend also is exceptional because of the high stats that we get out of him. We could take the Demon Fiend now, probably not play him, but then meld him into something else, which I do like. I do like. You know, if we can get another egg, like another Kinhost Vessel later, then this is good stats to have inside of him. But the Keeper is really good for the inspiration bonuses every turn. It's a tough call, but I think I'm gonna go Demon Fiend for the raw stats. 30-30 is pretty decent. If we get a Sweeper, we can do the meld there because there is a rare Wormkin Sweeper. Or if we get, multi-strike. Please give me a good unit! Keeper of Echoes. I think that's good enough. Multi-strike on a Keeper of Echoes is acceptable. Summon +10/+10 when played, gain +10/+10. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep the Keeper. I don't think we want to meld though. No, we could. We don't have to do it now, but we could still put the raw stats of the Demon Fiend inside of it. That's still enough capacity that we can play everything. So that is very tempting, but you definitely get the multi-strike. That's fantastic. If we reroll, we can't afford anything, but we can afford something if we take the Divine Boons. The Boons, aka Divine Doubloons. But what would we like? I don't think we need like a Welder Helper. Again, there's no capacity on that one floor. We're gonna need more ways of getting armor. If we can make the shelters come back, that would be nice. Ideally, the Bog Chrysalis is going to be gaining health with every consumed card being etched. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I mean, the raw stats would go very, very well with you. Yeah, I think we don't want Quick, because Quick is not good enough. Actually, Quick could be good enough. It's large stone. You got a lot more health with that large stone. I mean, we're going to be up against the capacity limit anyways, so like we could just put the large stone on you, and then we can play bottom floor on Divinity instead of the top floor, since we don't want to deal with the sweep. We can't play on the middle floor without taking a capacity upgrade, but if we have to, we could just take one later. We would not be able to put both large stone and Demon Fiend together unless we take a capacity upgrade. But it is very tempting. We could also just give you HP, but I don't think you need the HP. I think you'd have 60 HP by default. That's pretty good. I think I'm willing to do that because you're a pretty damn good unit. It's also tempting to maybe do the meld afterwards and then dupe, and then we'd have a 4 capacity Keeper of Echoes, take capacity upgrade, you play it and the Echo Right, and then we'd have another one that we might be able to ascend or descend later depending on how we get our cards. It's interesting, and it is very much building into one floor, but I think we can take this just for tankiness for now. I think that's acceptable. And then fingers crossed that we can make it work with the capacity, with maybe the unit melding in the future. Spikes 3 should really not be too problematic. I will take that for the gold. And we can still build on the top floor, at least for now. As long as we draw our keeper first. If we don't, we can't play the Demon Fiend or him on the same floor, which sucks. But that's okay. Just gotta think about how to do this now. Because we're not gonna have the capacity to play the Keeper of Echoes, except on his own floor, which is still doing a mighty fine job, let's say. So I think we're gonna play you here. We should be able to hatch that by the time this guy moves up. But we gotta play the Keeper. But we're not killing the Collector in that case. Now the ultimate question of do you play the Keeper? Yeah, I think you gotta play the Keeper, even if you don't get the gold. Which is a shame, but I think we need the damage output. And we're also not hatching that egg on the top floor, so this is not going maybe as well as I would have liked. Two torches will at least hatch, but... And you'll do 6 damage to the pyre. That's not that bad. I can get you down to 1 HP. I can't quite kill you, though. I think we got a hatch. We gotta get those flies out so that they can do damage. $35. Gives us something to do with the welder helper, at least. Not quite killing you either, so you're gonna hit the pyre for another 5. We should have definitely played this in a different order. You're dead, let's go! I should have definitely played that in a different order, though. Apply daze and move a unit to the back. It's unplayable here, unfortunately, but take a welder helper, and you're almost dead. And now you're dead. Okay. So yeah, we took the trial for 75 gold, and we weren't able to get the 50 gold from the combat, but I think it pretty much evens out. Echo Infusion we do want. Hidden Passage Ascend a unit we do want. So now we can actually play on one floor, and I think we do want to take capacity at this point. We might need to take capacity twice. No, I don't think we need to take capacity twice. But if we do... Oh, this is so interesting. Because if we take capacity, we have 5 capacity on the middle floor, so we can fit multiple Keeper of Echoes there. But if we do a unit meld, it'll be 6 capacity on the middle floor. We can't put everything there. But I do want to see what unit we get, because if we get the Alpha Fiend, no, I think the Alpha Fiend does give you +1 capacity, but you know, let's see. Yeah, +1 capacity, but on strike you get 5 more damage. So we can make very good Keeper of Echoes. But you know, we can just ascend them from the bottom to the middle, you know? So would we rather have the 30-30 by default or on attack get stronger? After 3 turns, the on attack get stronger is worth more, but the raw stats are worth a lot of damage early, for sure. I think I'm just gonna meld the Demon Fiend, because otherwise we're gonna have this Demon Fiend in the deck that we have to remove. So I think we're just gonna give it +30/+30, and then we're just gonna start ascending from the bottom to the middle. We're gonna play top floor everything except for the final boss, which is gonna be middle. Or it's not gonna be bottom. Yeah, okay, so I think we'll skip this. The scaling is good, but we have scaling with... Oh, but the scaling is really good for a long fight. Okay, I'll take Alpha Fiend. Okay, Alpha Fiend gets sacked. Goes inside of the Keeper. Huge units! That's a solid horn break. Deals 70 damage. With piercing. It's unnecessary. Let's go to the Concealed Caverns. Maybe we can get another upgrade. We did not. Awoken Melting Umbra. Let's go Awoken. Just gonna say, if we can heal a unit, that's exceptionally tempting. Channel Song is pretty decent. Adaptive Mutation can be used as a regenerating heal, though. And especially if we can keep the... whatever the big worm is alive. If we can keep him alive repeatedly, that's very, very handy. Regen and spikes. Spore the egg? It wouldn't do anything. It wouldn't do much. But I also like these because they consume. Channel Song and Adaptive Mutation. We can build around Adaptive Mutation if we make it not consume and then give it -2, or not consume and holdover, but then it's super expensive. The Channel Song is a one-off that we could use maybe to summon another Keeper of Echoes, but we have to draw that card early. If we don't draw it early, then it's not doing anything. And it's only 2020, which is not like absurd stats. So I think we'll go Adaptive Mutation. It's a good pick regardless of what you take. I think Adaptive is what we're looking for. And we've already upgraded the unit, so we don't need that. We don't need melding. So I think I'll probably just dupe, you know? Why not dupe? Dupe your best card. We got 2 Keeper of Echoes. That's pretty nice, pretty solid. We do need that Ascend to also be holdover, hopefully. Okay, so we're gonna play top floor. You do a lot of damage. You might kill that Bog Chrysalis very quickly, which is unfortunate. So I think we definitely need that Train Steward in front. Okay. So it's gonna be Train Steward, Echo, Keeper, and we're gonna try to ascend you. This boss also stuns, which is annoying. And you're also, you went up to the top floor, which is also annoying. and you're taking a lot of damage, which I can't really do anything about. That's a bad draw. Need a freight train to hold all this capacity. Just hoping. So you have 3 shell. In that case, taking a lot of damage. Shelter will hatch, but also these attacks will hatch. So we can do this, and then we can either kill these units or hatch the egg. I think I want to kill these units. That's a lot of damage that we're getting rid of. This is what I'm looking for, because now we can ascend. Now our top floor damage is exceptional. I really don't want everything to stack up, so we're gonna make you take the long way up. Everything is going to start buffing thanks to the Keeper of Echoes being on that floor. Loneliest Troll, welcome. How are you doing today? Oh, and we can hatch him immediately. There we go. This unit is... He's dying! That was just barely enough damage to kill him. Let's go. This was stupid. Now I can't play anything here. Let's just play you here. I gotta keep that middle floor open in case we can draw our unit again. Okay, well that'll kill you. We need more on this floor. I would very much like more health. Let's pretend a train steward that does essentially nothing. We didn't draw our unit. I guess that's good. How is this gonna work? We gotta kill our own unit. Then we can daze the boss. Still have enough to extract up here. I mean, our Keeper is doing 122 damage per attack, and it only gets better, so that's pretty decent. Vlad, welcome. 6 minutes until my vacation. Woo. It is currently 6:55 p.m. on a Friday, so happy vacation in 6 minutes. Spike. It's another consume. I kind of like it. It's not much for the rage, but I do like the armor, and I do like the fact that it consumes. Impalate's a solid spell, but I might want to get rid of the imps. And I don't think we need echoes. We have a lot of scaling damage already. Oh, we don't need fragile. We don't need another Keeper. We already have multiples, and we can always dupe them. We don't need a kin host. I think this is another skip. Now, do we need capacity? No, we're gonna ascend. So what we need is draw. Or energy. I'm gonna go draw. If we play on the top floor, we'll have -1 energy on the second turn. I don't think that's too detrimental though. I do like free card removal here, but I think I might prefer Merchant of Magic and try to find a holdover. And we're probably not gonna take a unit. Eggs are pretty decent, but they're hard. And you know what? A kin host vessel. Another egg. We already have multi-strike units. I don't think we need another one, because we're gonna have to put the Demon Fiend inside of it. No, I think this is a skip. We have our units, I think. But another egg does synergize very well with our champion, for sure. We already have something being summoned. And we'd have to, well, actually we wouldn't have to draw it on turn 1. We could always ascend it, but it's fine. Any intrinsic? Magic power, spell chain, permafrost. Permafrost Adaptive Mutation does seem pretty decent. Soul Crushing Guilt as well. We have enough money to buy 2 big upgrades, but I also want to get the small upgrades, which we won't be able to afford everything. Spell Chain, you know, what are you looking to Spell Chain? What are you looking to cast multiple times? I got to admit, a Soul Crushing Guilt is really good to cast multiple times if you can get that much infusion happening. But we don't really have a lot of cards that give infusions. Echo Infusion, similarly, we don't have a lot of extra points that we can spend on extraction, even though it is very solid. So I might... I still think we should buy Permafrost. So 110, so 110, 220, 270. We'll be able to buy a few of these upgrades. So let's go for the 10 damage on Hornbreak, and you make an Adaptive Mutation cheaper, and then I think maybe Permafrost. Making it not consume is also good, but you know, Echo Infusion, Permafrost holdover on this is exceptional. Maybe that's what we want. Double stack. Days 6 is pretty damn good. Because then you can just save it for when you need it. I can accept that. And then plus 10 magic power, I don't think we want. Let's just make the Adaptive Mutation free. We can't remove the Demon Fiend, damn it. That's fine. We still have Spell Chain. Spell Chain Hidden Passage? No. Could have also permafrosted Hidden Passage. That would have been nice. No, I still think you want it on Echo Infusion for the plus 10 health. That's very solid. We gotta get up to 100 at some point anyways. Restores all health when they move up a floor. I actually think we could do this. We might have enough damage and the enemies are gonna be stunned on the top floor, but the keepers don't scale as quickly as I would need them to, because they don't scale until they attack, which might be a little slow. And if we can't ascend them, we're not gonna be able to kill everything. So I think this is a skip. Although if we adaptively mutate one of them, we can give them substantial damage output. You know? It's so risky. It's so risky. But we have a couple of options. You know, we have Adaptive Mutation to buff their damage. We have Daze, so we can daze a unit and let the Pyre kill it. F it, let's go for it. We took card draw. Hopefully we can get to our good cards. Now you have 150 HP. You're still hard to kill. That's okay. Yeah, this is still gonna be sketchy. And we're gonna have a little bit low energy next turn. Do we even want to play the Train Steward? I don't want to give you armor, but this can kill that back unit. I think we just would rather put more pips on the floor. We could also just try to put both keepers on the same floor, but that's gonna be tough. I think we'll kill you. And we'll just do it like we have been. But this is, it's scary, but I got hopes. I got hopes. I could spend 2 actions killing you, or I could play a Keeper of Echoes and it'll start attacking and scaling. This so far is not going as well as I would have liked. We're not getting the draw that we need either. I mean, we gotta kill everything on the top floor, basically. That's how that's gonna work. So far, we're not there. We're not there at all. The bottom floor is not gonna matter, so I'm just gonna get the golden. Fingers crossed. I like the run. I don't want to lose it, but fingers crossed at this point. We didn't get the daze, we didn't get the ascend, but we can mutate, and now we're at least killing some units as they move up. Health is gonna be a bit of a concern, but all we need to draw is the ascend, and then we can ascend up here. You are gonna hit the pyre 5 times, which is highly unfortunate. But at least this will kill you, and then we can kill you. Your health doesn't matter, but we can at least get some more shells. And you're gonna hit the pyre for 35, which is a lot, but we knew that that was probably gonna happen. Where the hell is either of these 2 cards? Please. Assuming we draw the ascend next turn, we're just gonna put you in the back, and you'll wipe everything. So what do we need here? We need a torch. Shelter. Still need 2. I think we'll infuse here and here. You're still gonna have shell too, but we'll draw either shelter or spike, which will hatch you. So we'll give you more HP. Okay, killed a unit. We drew the ascent. Thank you. We didn't draw the daze card, unfortunately, but we don't need it. How's this gonna work? Play this. Play this. Play this. Okay. We got more damage out. We have enough damage to kill the units at this point. That's not the problem. We finally drew this. It's permafrosted, so we can hold it for a while. Here, I would like to maybe draw the ascend. So let's give ourselves a chance to do just that. It doesn't kill anyone. That's unfortunate. Should have thought about that. We can Echo Infusion middle floor twice. Maybe try to ascend you, but if the top floor is dying, I don't want to give anyone armor. So we can ascend you, so we should. Because we're just gonna daze this guy anyways. And then we can wipe a unit. Get an imp out of the way. He scales, but it's not gonna be enough for him. Well, that took a while to set up, and we did let a unit through. I'm actually surprised that we didn't get the normal enemies that function similarly to the boss. They get stronger every floor, but now that I think about it, they weren't shown in the enemy preview list before the combat, so I should have known that we were just gonna get the big guys, the tanks. I think it was worth it though, because Bog Slime is hilariously wonderful for what we are doing. Ambient Charge. Nah, Return Soul. Definitely Return Soul. It's Infuse Extract, but this is neither, but we can consume specific cards out of the deck. Branding Right. March of Shields. Moving units around is pretty nice, because we can reorder if we have to. We shouldn't have to, but Rage Serum is free and it's an infusion as well, which I kind of like this just to enable things. But Branding Right is technically a heal, but it's a little expensive, so I think we're gonna go Rage Serum. It's not a big get, but it's something. Well, maybe we can go it's really good with Bog Slime. Pog Slime, says Rased. Pog Slime is pretty much accurate. We do not need a Merchant of Steel. The health might matter, but I think we're gonna go left. For the money, random Concealed Caverns, and then maybe a good trinket, but it's gonna have to be exceptionally cheap. Well, we can purge cards. That was the other thing I might have wanted. Apply Trample, apply Silence, apply Endless. Does Endless work on the eggs? I feel like I ask this every time. Endless lets you replay the same buffed egg. The funny thing there is that if we can replay the egg and keep ascending it and keep getting more of those units out over and over again, that would be pretty hilarious. But Trample is maybe a little bit more important, but we've got Multi-Strike. Silence is exceptionally helpful. But I think Endless is at least funny. So let's take Endless. And hey, we can put it on a unit, and if it dies, it doesn't die. This is not what I wanted. Although a spell-chained Return Soul is, well, it's good, except it will consume the Return Soul because you're spell-chaining the Returned Soul, which makes it not quite as good. Yeah, maybe we don't want that. Although if we could Permafrost Hidden Passage, maybe we could spell chain it, but I don't think we want to spend the points here. We've got another one coming up later, and maybe we can get like an intrinsic off of that. So I think I'm just going to remove this Demon Fiend, which we're not playing at this point, and then move on. Save our money so that we can maybe... Well, if we're not going for the Merchant of Steel, well, the cheap card removal is nice. Maybe we do want to go left for the cheap card removal. Unless there's anything that we want to dupe. We could dupe Adaptive Mutation. We could dupe a Soul Crushing Guilt. Those are good duplications, for sure. We can do some card removal here as well. Let's move on. You know what? Screw it. Let's do a secondary removal. Get the Train Stewards out of the deck. And we'll probably go right after this, I think. Armor 15. That's not that big of a deal. The stealth unit is a pretty big deal, but hopefully we can just stack up enough days on the top floor to deal with that. To deal? Get it? Because it's a card game. They don't really oh my god, terrible draw over and over again. They don't really bother me too much because if they're days on the top floor, we can still deal with them. But the draw has not been fantastic, let's say. God, I wish I could fit Keeper and the Echorite on the same floor. We're just gonna have to do it again. I can't even get the Welder Helper to take the Ember Drain and then kill it, by the way. So we're just gonna have less energy next turn, unfortunately. But what we can do is, well, have a Welder Helper tank. These enemies do a lot of damage, and with the armor that sucks, but I hope that we can draw things to deal with them. Piercing is gonna be very nice here. And we did get Remnant Pact as well, so maybe we can consume or endless the egg and then replay it. We're not gonna get the Collector yet again, by the way. Ugh, poor Collector. Oh no, we are gonna get the Collector. Oh, let's go. Hey, Pixely, welcome. You're fine, you're dead. Return soul. We'll consume cards and help hatch the egg. So let's Bounding Echoes first. Soul Crushing Guilt, we could play. Saves ourselves 25 damage on the middle floor, but hopefully we'll just draw the Ascend soon. We will hatch the egg on this turn, which is very nice. So we can bring a card back and consume it. What would we bring back and consume? It'll be cheaper as well. Makes me think Shelter would be a nice get, because it also consumes, but we don't really care about making that consume if it already consumes. I'd much rather get like a Torch out of the deck. Although we could bring back Hornbreak and get another kill, which is actually really nice. It'll consume on the wrong floor, but we're gonna hatch this guy anyways. So yeah, let's bring back that Hornbreak just to wipe the heavy damage unit. And then we do 20 damage. I really don't want to play this. Because if I don't draw it when the boss happens, I'm gonna be very sad. Also, that didn't work. So, which I expected, honestly. I think when the egg hatches, it doesn't die, so the Endless doesn't work on it. Fair enough. I think it used to work and then they patched it at some point a long time ago. That's probably why. You're only taking 105 damage. Now you're dead. There you go. So yeah, now we don't need to play that Soul Crushing Guilt. We should be fine. Because everything's getting dazed anyways when they move up. We could give you more HP and damage. This seems like a good time for this because we are very weak. This is a nice heal and a damage upgrade. And then it's just you guys, so we'll just keep infusion, infusion, infusion. We need holdover on that that return soul card. That's what it's called. So I think we'll do this. And then we can definitely replay it. Now you're dazed for 12 turns. That should be more than enough. That should be more than enough. We'll buff the health of the imp. The imp's getting mighty strong. Pixely says, maybe I'll finally see the ending to a Monster Train run. Up, surprised to be sure, but a welcome one. Yeah, here's hoping. Fingers crossed. We can win a run. Finally got the second unit out. We might just have to go capacity just so we can play the units, but we're gonna play middle floor Divinity anyway, so I don't think it matters. And you're dead. Yeah, if we play middle floor Divinity, we're not gonna need, the capacity is not gonna matter at all. I mean, there's another Soul Crushing Guilt. Total Recall is also interesting. Return random spells from the discard to your hand and apply Consume. But without the ability to bring back Consume cards, I don't want to consume anything important. And also, it doesn't make them cheaper. We still have to pay for it. So, still think Soul Crushing Guilt is fine. Infuse, summon, gain 4 energy, add random imps, battering ram. Deal damage to the front enemy unit equal to 4 times the amount of armor on friendly units. Well, it is not gilded, but we don't really build that much armor. I have 2 shelters in the deck, and then that's it. We're not building around the armor, so this is not going to do that much damage. I think this is a skip, although the Pyrochomper is tempting because it is energy, and we do kind of need energy, but we could probably just go for an energy pick after this and be fine. Need more health. We could also dupe the good Soul Crushing Guilt, and that is also highly acceptable. To have 2 of them in the deck would be fantastic. I think we're gonna dupe something, but I also want to check out the Cavern. And get the Divine Horde. Rage does not decay, Blights and Scourges cost 0, Rage adds an additional +1. None of this matters, but we'll take something instead of 25 gold. I guess making Blights and Scourges free helps if we do have an energy problem. I don't think it's gonna matter, but... Build a card. Building an Ascend, a secondary Ascend card would be really nice. So I think we're gonna make this a heal/buff card. Let's make it a heal, Ascend. We don't really need the capacity, so increased card draw is probably good. Now we could duplicate it. It's not a bad idea, actually, just to get more Ascends in the deck, because as soon as we put everything on the same floor, we end up feeling a lot better about the run. I really like that. I really like that. There's still a little bit of a problem with drawing the right units at the right time, but... Oh my god, the deck is so thick too. Okay. Didn't get what we want, that's okay. You know, there's something else to be said about maybe a Keeper of Echoes. Middle floor on the final fight. Or maybe even here. And then Endless on that, but I don't think we need to worry about that. I think we're fine as we are. Because of the fact that everything dazes on the top floor, we have so much HP to work with. Let us... You know, the other thing to think about is if you Endless the champion, you can replay the champion over and over again, getting eggs over and over again. And then if you just ascend the eggs to one floor, you can have one floor where you just have a bunch of eggs that maybe you're hatching. It's really hard to do that though, to hatch all those eggs. We drew no ascends, by the way. It is tempting though. I cannot play Soul Crushing Guild, unfortunately. So we'll just do that, and then we'll do this. And one consume card will hatch next turn. We're looking for an Ascend, though. Didn't get it. Really? Okay, well this will hatch. And now you're nearly dead. You're living, so I don't think we need to play this. How much extra damage can we do here? Oh, that'll do it. You know what? There, now you're dead. Oh no, I have a 2-cost Echo Break. We'll have to deal with it at some point. Oh no. Hey, there's my freaking Ascend. Goodness. Play this here, just for the buff, then we'll Ascend you up. Then we will... You can armor, but it doesn't matter, so we'll just... It almost kills you, but you're gonna be dazed anyway, so I guess we'll just Echo Break. Echo Break, Spike just to consume it. We'll get more etch triggers. Now that's annoying. You're damn incanting. We gotta thin out this deck, man. This deck is too thick. Too thick. What do we want to bring back? Well, currently nothing. 100, 200. We have about 250 damage. It's gonna be close killing these enemies. I guess we'll bring up a Train Steward to buff, and then... Is there anything worth bringing back? You know what, there is. We can just play it just to bring something back in the future and give it more consume. Oh, we should have Echo Break. We should have buffed the health of the Train Steward, not of the champion. Like, we can, you know, make this free and consume for later. Why not? All right. Pew, pew, pew. Still, no, I guess it makes sense that we didn't get the unit. We're almost killing you. One infusion will do that. I think what I would rather do is send up another Train Steward. There you go. Yeah, we need to make an Ascend intrinsic. It doesn't have to be well, intrinsic doesn't even do it. We kind of do need it to have intrinsic and holdover because we need it on turn 2. This does consume. We'll play this first. Armor 12, that's decent. Getting crowded up there. Ah, but we still have room. And we still have room, by the way. So, we definitely... Not enough? Oh, you're not infused. That's fine. We can definitely... Daisy for 6 turns. And then we'll bring it back. It's permafrosted. Then we'll Daisy for another 6 turns. And then we'll Daisy for another 3 turns. And then you know what, we'll bring up an Imp. I mean, every time we play an infusion, the Imp gets stronger, so it's not actually exceptionally detrimental. By the way, there's another 3 days. Days for days. Imp's doing 9 damage. So because we stack up so much days, we don't have to worry about the bosses. The bosses are fine. It's the waves that we have to deal with. Are you winning? Hopefully. So far, so good. I don't know if this deck can get it for the Seraph fight, because the Seraph fight's going to be exceptionally difficult with the boss. But if everything is stunned on the top floor and we daze the boss, we have so much time on the top floor to do damage for free. I do like Perfect Insanity. But adding one that can't be removed is also nice because we can play all the extractions. But after we play enough etches to hatch the egg, we don't care. Like, we have enough infusions anyways. Perfect Insanity, maybe we don't want this because the daze is actually maybe a little bit more important than 600 health. I think we're gonna skip. Draw is tempting. I still think we need draw. Yeah. We don't care about the capacity at all. It's tough though, but I think we need draw so we can get to our ascends, and we can go to a Merchant of Magic and make everything cheap. And remove everything that we don't like, aka Train Stewards. Although they are interesting because we can ascend them and have them do some additional damage, but they're still not particularly good. Intrinsic? Intrinsic. So if we get holdover, we can hold over and ascend. We can make another good soul-crushing guilt too, which is kind of funny. You might as well. Cheaper spells. We need this on ascends and their variants. Consumes are really nice to have, by the way. Remove consume. That's not really what we want, is it? Although, you know, removing consume on shelter means it's replayable, but again, the raw health doesn't really matter with how we play it. In fact, yo, we can play top floor divinity because we can daze his ass. We don't need to worry about the middle floor at all. Yo, I'm realizing that is way more interesting. Now intrinsic bounding echo, intrinsic daze his ass. I didn't know his ass gets to attack. Well, it's really his like crotchal region is the one doing the attacking, but the ass is on the other side. Can you put the consume thing on something and then remove it with the eternal stone? You can, but nothing really benefits from magic power. Do we really care about having a 22 damage 2 energy torch? Nah. This is not a deck where the spells do all that much damage. The units are doing damage, and all we're trying to do is daze and stun the enemies for long enough that we can do the damage. The damage. Where are we going next? Merchant of Magic? I think we'll go Merchant of Magic, and I think we'll try and fish for another holdover. So I'm gonna make old magic intrinsic, and then if we get holdover, we get this every turn, which is thumbs up top tier. And if we don't get it, well, we have an old magic. Which is actually nice, because if we get return soul, we can always pull back the old magic that was intrinsic. So this is not like a terrible decision. It's not like a 10 out of 10. Also, I think return soul is worth doing, because you get to draw 2 additional cards instead of just 1. And we'll get the Bog Deep Cocoon. Getting consumed spells back every turn is nice, but this is not how we're building the deck. Well, let me rephrase. I'd rather have 1 unit that benefits from the etching, because we can consume cards repeatedly with the thing that we just upgraded with Spell Chain. That's my thinking. We have 300 gold. I would be tempted to remove another card. Let's remove another Train Steward. Spending a little bit more on removal than I normally do. Restore all health when they move up a floor. This is the only one that really I would very much question the decision to turn this on, but I'm gonna do it anyways. The enemy units will have like 300 damage, which is a lot, but if we get our units out there and get them scaling in damage, we'll have enough damage to kill them. Our champion does a lot by himself as well. This is very dangerous, but I think we can do it. We have Adaptive Mutation, which will make the Keeper of Echoes exceptionally strong. We're more likely to get the Ascensions correct and get everything up on 1 floor. We have a lot of days that we can apply. and we have a lot of draw to get to our cards. I think we can do it, but it's dangerous, as you would undoubtedly expect. We got to do this very carefully, though. Like, very, very carefully. We pull you up to the top. So now you're at the top floor. We're not going to worry about the collector in all likelihood. We lose 1 energy on the top floor, so we can't actually ascend the keeper. We can! Return soul would let me bring him back up with the old magic. Do we have enough damage on this floor to actually kill all these units and keep ourselves alive? They're going to be dazed. This is permafrosted. Return soul spell chain, it'll cost 1, so we won't be able to play it again. And this is the turn where we have it. I think we do want to ascend. We've got our scaling set up very early. And we've got the days that we can toss out there if we need to. We will need to, but we have a lot of consume as well, so we're gonna get very close. In fact, I think we are going to hatch. How many consumes do we have? Just the 1. And it's X cost. So we should play Spike of the Hellhorned Echo Infusion at the end. I guess we could play this at the end. I kind of like the idea of knocking you back. Maybe you. And then we'll play this one here to knock you back. And then if we don't do enough damage to kill them all, we'll at least let the Pyre kill the Gilded Wing, because he's going to be dazed forever. And then you'll be dazed. And then we can deal with you 2 turns from now, which we can totally do. Right, so. You. So you get knocked back. You get knocked back. And then we can Echo Infusion. Echo Infusion again. Get that health up. We don't need the Rage or the Armor, so I think we will play just a Torch. And then a Consume. My dude is hatching, so he's gonna have a lot of damage and then also Trample now. Pyre had to do a lot of work on that one, but that's why we have it. Adaptive Mutation will definitely just buff the health of our, backmost unit, I think. So you're almost dead. That does enough to kill you. But a Torch and an Echo Break will kill you. It doesn't matter. Unless it does matter. Because maybe what we want to do is kill you guys with some spells. But what I like about the Bog Wormling with the Trample is any weak enemy in the front doesn't actually affect the damage calculations, which is really nice. 2 damage on a single card seems so awful. Is this an Ascension thing, says Harrison? I mean, if you mean the Torch, this is just like the basic card in your deck. This is like the Slay the Spire equivalent of a Strike or a Defend. It is garbage. The Torches take up space. They're not meant to be a good card. These enemies are gonna die. We just focus this. Anyone need health? Nope, but we can draw more. Our frontline tank is doing a good job. We don't need this Remnant Pact. This is not an important card. We might as well... Oh, we can't play that. You know what? We don't need to play this. We do enough damage at this point that enemies are not going to get through us. What I will do, though, is I'll still Horn Break you guys so you don't explode and do damage. We should have kept him alive. We could have gotten a +5. Okay. Let's bring this back, consume it. Get a random amount of armor. Now, if these units aren't attacking, they're not getting stronger, but that's not going to happen on the Divinity fight. They're always going to be attacking on Divinity, which is nice. So what do we do here? Welder Helper Ascend. We can definitely start Soul Crushing, but we can't do it on this floor. You know what we can? If we bring back a card and consume it, we can do it. So, do we have a nice damage spell? Yes, we do. There you go. And why not bring that back so we can get even more days? We want to bring back the Permafrost one. Just keep this guy dazed forever. Forever. This is infused with Extract. This is also infused with Extract now, so we can just play that. But we need to torch you, and then we can play this. You're dazed for 11 turns. Now you're dazed for 17 turns. Oh wait, I was kidding. You're actually dazed for 23 turns. My bad. I don't know, what else can we bring back? I guess you bring back the Spell Chain. You then play it to bring back, I don't know, an Echo Infusion. And then you can return Soul to bring back the other Echo Infusion. I mean, we have 360 health on this guy. We got another one! We've taken so many trials, but it has not bit us in the ass yet. You know what? Power of Knowledge. I'm gonna guild a card. This, not so much. I think we can totally do it. Now, we do want to go to a Merchant of Magic. I don't think we need new units. We just need to batten down the deck. Hold over. No, hold over. I actually think that the Welder Helpers are fine because we can scale them with the Keepers. Yeah, but why? Yeah. They don't matter. Just dump them. Let's see what we get for trinkets. At the start of battle, summon 4 random units from your deck onto the middle floor. Well, that definitely solves the problem of actually getting these cast. So that's very good. To get them out immediately, why not? They're expensive units, and on turn 2, I always have to decide whether to summon a unit or play another card. Now we can do both, because it doesn't matter. That is a nice upgrade. Increase capacity of echoes by 1 on each floor. Unnecessary. A little late. Friendly units get +5 health. Unnecessary. So Permafrost. Now the old magics are, you know, a lot better. If we get a holdover, we would prefer, I think, to hold over like the old magic. Hold over old magic, permafrost return soul. That way the spell chain one we can play, I guess. But we can just save 1 energy to play it. It's not a big deal. Same thing with Echo Infusion. Permafrost Bounding Echoes, you can wait for better cards to get hit, like Echo Infusion, I guess, but also not that great. This is a tough one because I don't think Permafrost really matters. And if we don't think it matters, we could just take something else. But you know what? Let's Permafrost an old magic in case we want it. And we'll make... We don't really need to make anything cheaper now. Remove consume. God damn it. Well, I guess maybe we can take a little bit of cash if we need it. I guess we'll just remove another card, like a torch. 30 card deck is a little thick, but we've got some nice stuff in the deck. I guess we can make this one free. We don't need it to cost anything. Plus 10 magic power, we'll just put it on anything. All right. Not exactly 10 out of 10 upgrades. Haven't found a holdover in the run, but we don't need it. All we need is days. Days for days. And getting both those units out early is so freaking nice, man. I really want to find a way to kill my champion. You know, we can do that with spells, because if we kill our champion, we can endless him and then get more cocoons. But let's just start with the obvious. Well, the obvious is don't play that. Start with the obvious. You guys do a lot of damage. All right, that's the obvious. Then do that. Infused returned soul. We might as well play it for the infusion. We can consume a hidden passage. We don't have to play it right now either. And we get another return soul in the deck, which is nice. Now the melee weakness is going to suck, but as long as we daze the boss, he will never attack. So that is going to be our big play. I can play it, it's just, I almost can't play it, but I can play it. Actually, if I hatched him, then we would also remove the melee weakness, but that's not gonna matter. Everything's gonna be dazed on the top floor. This guy's dazed for 1,000,000 turns, and he's gonna get every single daze that we can get in the deck. We could endless that Bog Deep. No, we can't endless the Bog Deep Cocoon. Because it's cardless, you can't endless it. I'm a fool. Can't gain endless. So you can endless an egg, but it has to be an egg that you've added to the deck yourself. Also, we're not gonna be able to kill our champion because they buff every time we play an infusion. Oh, we totally can. We just use power of knowledge. What a strange deck. But now that he's endless, he'll come back, and then we can ascend him later. We're gonna draw one, so why not, right? Okay, apparently Power of Knowledge is a really good card, and I've been sleeping on it, because that's a cool effect that we can get out of this. You're endless, right? See you next turn. Also, I don't know if this is gonna work, but it would be really fun if it did. Oh, I think it'll work. Because then we summon you. It doesn't matter if you die, so now we just ascend our friend. And then if we hatch him, hey, we get another egg boy. Ideally, we'd ascend the champion too, but we couldn't do it on this turn. So we do need to daze your ass. Let's give you more damage. We're gonna be buffing him, but we also get buffs out of it. And he's dazed for 10 turns. Ideally, we would draw 2 ascends, so we can ascend the champion up and then start consuming cards on the top floor. Can't quite do that now, but we could do it later. So I do have another soul-crushing guilt. It's not infused, so we gotta play everything down here. But it is worth doing to keep it going. Now there's not enough echoes up here to play the Echo Infusion, though. Interesting. Why kill your own units? Because if you make your units endless, it comes back, and every time we play our champion, we get a fresh egg, and the egg, when we hatch the egg, gives us this huge bog wormling that is insanely high damage. I mean, this floor is gonna get real freaking crowded in just a second, okay? So, now we ascend our champion. Now every time we etch, we remove shell, and we've got returned souls. So, we don't need to play this. Consume. Can we bring back garbage? Oh, yes, we can. Bring this back. Consume it. Play this. Bring this back. Consume it. We summoned another one. Oh, what's that? You thought that was enough? No, that's not enough. It's never enough. Give me more. Give me more. Look at the capacity on this floor. Now I've got 3 bog wormlings, so that's 400 damage, 550 HP. They all have trample. I could do it again. I mean, I could just kill my champion with this. Using power of knowledge to just kill my champion repeatedly. I find that funny. All right, let's daze you. You're dazed for now 19 turns. Now I'm just having fun with it. Like, we've won. This is just how ridiculous can we get. No, 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 no. I guess we'll play this. Well, let's try it. You're living for a minute. Power of Knowledge is also doing 195 damage, which is pretty freaking good. Pretty freaking good, if you ask me. We don't need more days, but also, don't we always need more days? Turn Soul can bring back... Oh, it can bring back Soul Crushing Guilt again. It's 30. Oh, it's so good. Oh, hey, look, old magic. Oh, but I can't ascend them both. Well, we probably want to bring our Echo right to the back, I would have to imagine. Just summoned an egg just to be destroyed, but, you know, it's for the best. I need one more infusion. Now he's dazed for 35 turns. Although we did lose 2 days because only the Gilded Wing could attack, so we should have been a little bit more careful there, for sure. But, also have nothing else to consume, I'm realizing. But there's 40 days. Days for days. Now for the true final boss. Man, Sketches of Salvation was so nice. That is a good relic for this. Not having to spend 4 energy to get the units out and 2 turns is huge. And we can still build top floor. It does not matter at all. This guy's gonna get dazed. And if he kills my champion, what do I care? That's kind of what I want. So we'll just immediately play our hand the way we want it to be played. That was easy. I guess I will just hit you. So we've already gotten our build set up too. That's so nice. Now we do want to... daze him. We can play this next turn. We could kill our champion right now. Or... Oh, we already hatched the egg. My lord. I did not anticipate that. We have no ascends. Because we drew both of them on turn 1. And we have the returned soul in hand. We don't have a second one. I thought we did. As a result, we're not going to be able to ascend for a few turns, so I don't think we want to kill our champion. I think we just want to get that daze going. So let's consume, get that daze going. We can manually kill him with the power of knowledge at some point. Let's just continue to buff and consume. And get another return soul in the deck for later. So we're killing everything, but we're doing no damage to the boss. Honestly, that's kind of expected. So let's continue to daze him. I understand the need to make him not so weak against poison, but he's still very weak to daze, which I guess I'm a big fan of. Okay, now you're taking some damage. Let's just get this out. Now you're taking 234. We can still take a lot of damage from spikes and stuff. We gotta be a little bit careful. Is it worth more to buff your damage to 200? Oh, well, this only buffs your damage by 30. This buffs your damage by 20. I guess, yeah, adaptive mutation in the front is actually a little bit better. We lose a little health, but health is not gonna matter. The raw damage is gonna matter. So let's get this done. More trample damage. Get those out. Because of the returned soul. Now at this point, we probably can... We're not gonna play it though. Oh, we should, because we add another one to the deck. Yeah, I don't mind consuming this. And the second one's gonna be free. So that's a lot of good stuff. But we probably want to kill our champion now and try to do the resummon thing. As weird as it is very funny. Although, we're not actually doing enough damage to kill everything on this turn. So that's 122 damage we would be throwing away. We do a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do 600 damage. But we're not quite where we need to be to kill all the enemies. So I could use Power of Knowledge to wipe something else. Like you, and then the trample damage will do a lot more damage. Yeah, we could do that. Trying to think what else we could do. I guess 2 Echo Breaks will kill you. Ah, but then we won't have the energy for the Power of Knowledge kill on our champion. How unfortunate. Trying to think, how do we want to do this? Cause we don't have to do it. We don't have to be all like cool about it if we don't want to. But I want to be all cool about it and to get the cool combo kills. Dun, 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 dun. Let me look at this for a second. The front units have 255 HP. Actually, if we just consume a couple of cards, we'll have enough damage to wipe both units in one hit. So if we do that, we can just return soul, get an Echo Break, play the Echo Break, kill the front unit, which will kill both front units. So we can absolutely kill our champion. Well, although we lose 122 damage. But we already are wasting that 122 damage on killing the Darkwing. So maybe I'll just let the Spiker move up, do 8 damage to the Pyre, and then we can get cool with it by resummoning our champion, ascending an egg, and then trying to hatch another egg. 1, 2. We have 600 damage. It's not quite enough to kill these units, but we can also daze them. So let's go for it. I think this will be fun. Ah, they all get armor though. You know what? Let's do it later. Let's make sure we don't mess it up. Soul Crushing Guild's coming up, so we'll stack this here. Bring back a just torch. Now you're all dead. Old magic can just stay in our hand. HLRE Manuel, welcome. Ah yes, the game I cannot comprehend. What's hard to comprehend? It's just a little bit of Monster Train. You get more damage on attack. What does that matter? You know what? Let's wipe you because you're annoying. There you go. So if everything's here is dying, let's continue to apply that daze. This will shuffle, so let's just play it. And infuse again. Keep the old magic in hand, just because there's no reason to draw it next turn. Okay. We're not killing everything, again. But if I can buff your damage to 290, you can kill the Gilded Wing in one hit, and then hit. One unit will still make it through. And I've got the Power of Knowledge in my hand. I hate this Power of Knowledge. It's actually kind of hard to get out there, unfortunately, because I can't make it any cheaper. Cheaper. You know what, though? If we ascend one of these units, they'll die to the Pyre. So then we would Power of Knowledge. we would lose out on 133 damage, so another unit would live. That's the problem. We've shuffled. We consume an old magic. No, yet again, I don't think I have the capability of playing this Power of Knowledge. It's just a little too expensive. And prevents me from getting the kill. But that at least gets the kill on you. And you know what? We should ascend you and let the pyre kill you. That way we can do more damage to the boss. Why not? I just want to kill my champion, please. Can we do it now? Oh my god, I think we might be able to. I can always just, like, push a unit to the back and daze them, and that'll be fine. So I think we can return soul. Bring back Power of Knowledge. Now it's cheaper. Kill your champion. You're not dying, it doesn't matter. That'll kill you. Then, this is free and it doesn't matter if we play it, so we might as well just play it. Although you're gonna get armor, so maybe that's not the best idea. We're going to daze you. That way if we don't kill you, you just die to the pyre. Infused Purge. This is the Purge version. I might want to just keep that in the deck, I guess. Dun, 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 dun. What do you do? What would you say you do around here? The real question is there anything that we want to bring back into hand? I guess no? So, we'll play nothing. Well, no, we should play a torch. And then nothing, because there's no reason to play anything else. But we get our champion back. You can play the champion. Waves remaining 1. Then we can ascend. Do I want to try to resummon the champion again to get another egg? I think it's gonna be hard for me to even hatch 1 egg. So let's just ascend you. And then we'll start consuming everything. We should play something. Play this. Keep him dazed for 23 turns. Bring another card back. We got another return soul. I love getting the return souls back. And hey, we did manage to hatch another egg, so we've got another bog wormling. 112, 142 with trample. Is this not the end? Ah, apparently this is not the end, but I think this is actually the end. All right, good stuff. I'm telling you, that Daze card, that's like the best card in the whole game. Almost. I'm sure there's probably higher ranked cards, but at least for the Wormkin specific ones. Being able to inflict 30 turns of daze against enemy bosses is just so dumb. And hey, I gilded another card. Power of Knowledge, actually pretty decent now that I think about it. It's a little expensive and it would have been worth a lot to make it cheaper. But that was decent and we were able to kill our champion with it, which I didn't think about until the fight beforehand, so it's not like well, I could have upgraded it to be cheaper, but I didn't think about it at the time. But it turns out that's a very good card to kill your champion with if you can make him endless, I guess. Fun run, and For those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch for when I go live, support the channel at any of the links below in the video description, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Monster Train.